So Dilys asks, what happens if I came to do a session, whether it was, one-to-one or in a group? What could she expect? And the shorter answer is, I don't know. Because we are stepping into mystery. However, within that, there's a couple of things that you can observe. Throughout all the cultures that do this, all the different times and places, people have observed that reality seems to be divided into 3 layers. So the middle layer, the middle world, is what we think of as ordinary reality, the real world. And then below us is the lower world, and above us is the upper world. The lower world is Alice in Wonderland. You go down into the earth, and you go through sort of openings and layers, and then you come into a whole other landscape that's below. Similarly, if you go up, that's Jack and the Beanstalk, Jacob's Ladder, Ezekiel's Chariot. You go up into the heavens, you go through dimensions and portals, and again, you find yourself in a different landscape. And then broadly speaking, the lower world seems to be, or tends to be, naturalistic and earthy. Teachers tend to be animal form, and it seems to be mostly related to what in psychology we'd call the unconscious and the past. When you go into the upper world, it becomes more heaven-like, more crystalline, more ethereal. The teachers tend to have human-like form, but they can also be mythic. And the experiences in the upper world seem to be more about, again, what psychology would call the superconscious and the future. So you would typically go to the upper world for divination, to ask questions about direction and where to go and what might be happening. And then you can also journey in the middle world, which is going to the spiritual dimension of everything that's here. And that's also a very interesting process, different than the upper and the lower world, because the upper and the lower worlds are transcended dimensions. You cannot find lost or confused spirits there. So they're much more reliable in terms of advice and getting help. The middle world, you can run into the spiritual dimension of anything that's down here. So you can run into the spirit of a flu virus, an angry person, a lost soul. So just know that when you go to these different dimensions, you're in different neighborhoods, and you have to watch different sort of rules.